Hi dear students, we are starting to third lesson of this chapter. It is powers. The title is powers, but we are using different terms of instead of powers also. Sometimes we may use exponents or exponents or exponents, or we can use indices also for index, actually index, but the plural form is indices. It can be, and we can use these terms instead of powers. Let's remember what is power also. When you multiply the number by itself many times, you will get exponential expression. Let's say 3 you multiply by itself 6 times. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. As you see, I multiplied the 3 by itself 6 times. So the answer is 3 to the power of 6 it is. The small number written here up, how many times it shows how many times number multiplied by itself, and it is called at the same time, I'm going to use different color for that one. It is show the power, and it is written small and on the right corner of the number, and it is called power or exponent. Okay, the number written below, which is common number, that's the base of the number. It's going to be base. I couldn't write. Okay, now the below number, it is written base, and we have some specific terms like exponential expressions. One of them is square, the other one is cube, which means when you multiply the number by itself, it is called square of a number, which means 2 times 2. When you multiply by itself, it's going to be equal to 2 square, and you know 2 times 2 it's equal to 4, so 2 square is equal to 4. Or when you multiply the 5 times 5 by itself, which is equal to 5 square, that's equal to 5 times 5, 25, so 5 square, it becomes 25 also here. What about the cube of a number? Cube of a number is when you multiply the number by itself 3 times, which means 3 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 3 cube it's going to be, and also it's equal to 27 it should be. And 4 times 4 times 4, if you multiply by itself 3 times, 4 to the power of 3 it's going to be, and that's equal to 64 going to be. Okay, if we continue with the other exercises, when we multiply the 2 by itself 5 times, we are understanding that this is 2 because the base is 2 here, same number multiplied by itself. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we are multiplying. That's why the power is going to be equal to 5. Or here 10 times 10, 10 times 10 times 10, this multiplied by itself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 times, so that's equal to 10 to the power of 9. The base is 10, the power it's going to be 9. And let's finish this part with reading. How to read the numbers. 4 squared, it is written, you are writing like this, but we are reading like 4 squared with ed. Also it's same for the cube. We are not writing 4 cube, it's 4 cubed, pardon, 2 cube it's going to be here in this example. 2 cube it's equal to 8 also. And when we have another power, we are reading both of them. 3 to the power of 5, we are reading like this, and this is the way to read the exponential expressions. Okay, let's continue with the roots. Root, simply the inverse of the square. General name of the, also it is root, and cube roots we are calling fourth roots and roots. So this is the simple one. The simplest one is the square root. The 4 square it's equal to 16, so square root of 16 it should be equal to 4. Basically it works like that. If you say 3 square here, 3 square, if it's equal to 9, then square root of 9, which is the base number, that's equal to 3 it's going to be. Here only there is one problem, but we have to be careful about that one. Let's say 3 squared is equal to 9, and minus 3 squared is equal to minus 3 squared also it's equal to 9. So when we ask for the root of 9, which one is going to be answer? The answer it's going to be equal to always the positive one, which is equal to 3. So what we are going to do here, we need to mention for the both solution as it is written here in this question. When we are solving this one, we are going to understand how it is. Okay, let's see here the exercises. Without using your calculator, what is 100 root 144? What I'm going to do, I'm going to simply try to guess which number square is equal to 144, then I'm going to find with respect to that one. I knew that 12 squared it's equal to 144, so this means that root of 144 it's going to be equal to 12. Here in the second question, what I tried to explain here, it happened, and the root of 225 it is written, but it's written here right both of the roots. So it means that 225 it's equal to 15, or root of 225. Actually it is not root of 225. We cannot say like that. Root of 225 is the root of it 15 or minus 15. Let's write here in general, not in general, always we are using for the square root of a number the positive one. In which cases we are using the negative one when it is asked the negative one. Okay, so there are some numbers also. There are some numbers, let's say 1 square is equal to 1, 2 square is equal to 4, 1 square is equal to 1, 2 square is equal to 4, and there are some numbers between 1 and 2, like 2 and 3. These are not squared number because they don't have integer roots for this number. So 238 is one of the number like that. That's why you cannot get any specific result for that one. You can find by using the calculator. 238, sorry, 34, 238. If I use the calculator here, 238 square root, it's 15 point, it's equal to 15.42, 42, 72, 49, it continues like that, 49. And with respect to this one, it says continue till give the answer with 2 decimal place, so it's going to be root of 238, it's going to be equal to 15, 40, this one you're going to run to 3, so which is equal to 15.43 is the answer of the question going to be. Okay, what about the cube root? Cube root, it is the same, it has the same logic. It is not same, but it has the same logic. Which number's cube if it's is equal to 8, let's say. Here 2 cube, we know that that's equal to 8, so cube root of 8 it's going to be equal to 2. Here the important part also here, there is no positiveness or negativeness case. Which one, if you remember, square root of 4, it can be equal to 2, or it can be equal to also minus 2, I said, but your answer is always the positive one. It's going to be, this is if asked, it should be if it asked. So for the cube root of 8, we don't have that problem. For the cube root of 8, we don't have that problem. It's equal to directly 2, because cube root of a negative number is also negative. So when the number is positive, the cube root of it should be positive. When the number is negative, the cube root of it should be negative also. We should know that one also here. So we know that 5 cube it's equal to 125. That means that cube root of 125 it should be equal to 5. Okay, so by using the calculator, find the roots, because this is not specific. Let me tell you here, with this calculator I can only find here as a power square root. So for this one I'm going to use only square root, and square root of 50 I'm going to find. Square root of 50, it's going to be equal to 7.07. It says only one decimal place, so it's going to be 7.1 is the answer. It's going to be here. I'm not going to use calculator for that one. We may solve that one in the class.